So I'm here in Dallas, Texas, at the site of the first television tower that God miraculously opened a door for my dad to acquire to really launch his Christian television ministry into the next level, as he came from a small station in Montgomery, Alabama to Dallas, Texas, where things really started to grow. And it's really a miracle that they were able to get this TV tower, because it was a perfect plot of land that was in between the airspace of Dallas-Fort Worth Airport and Dallas Love Field Airport. To build a tower, you can't be in their airspace. And there's like this small plot of land on a riverbank here in the Dallas/Las Colinas area that they're able to get and build on. And this is the tower that broadcasted Daystar signal throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex from the very early days. So I just happened to come out here and take a little visit going down memory lane. Here's the tower. To God be the glory to be able to acquire that. Without it, my dad's television ministry in Dallas never would have taken off. And so it's just great to be able to come back and reflect on how good God has been over the years, to open up the doors and allow the ministry to grow and to reach many souls.
Of those in authority and watch their own lives fall apart because their rebellion destroyed them. This is 35 years of being a pastor. When we submit to authority, even if we don't fully agree with them, we protect ourselves and allow God to bless us. I've personally been in some positions where I did not understand why God had me in that role at that time, because I saw things that I could not support. I prayed and knew I was where I was supposed to be, so I kept my mouth shut and refused to speak anything negative about the person in authority. In every situation, my submission and humble attitude allowed God to bless me in ways I could have never imagined. At the same time, God took care of the person who was in authority, but not always the way that I thought that he should, but it would always be the right way. Secondly, in addition to this being an issue of rebellion to submission, I believe this is an issue of trust. Our years of personal interaction have caused us to trust you to be a woman of God who desires the things of God. And so he goes on to say, any child has had moments when they thought they were smarter than their parent. That is the way life works. But on the other hand, not only you're a boss, but as these are your children, we choose to trust our parents even when we may be tempted to think we know better than them. This is an issue of honor. The Bible teaches us to honor our mother and father, that it may go well with us and that we may live a long and prosperous life. The Bible puts no qualification on that commandment. We are told to honor our parents, blah, blah, blah. He goes on, but basically he was saying...
Who is that asking?
It doesn't matter who it is.
No, I'm just curious.
It's somebody that you would trust.
But why can't you tell me?
And then the prophetic person said...
Mom, why can't you tell me who it is?
The prophetic...
Mom, can you answer my question?
No, I'm not going to tell
but
you
why?
who it is.
Why are you hiding who it is?
Because they don't want to get in the middle of it with you guys. Jimmy is the main person that I'm talking to. But they said I could use...
That's disingenuous. It shows their word can't stand up to any type of rebuttal if we can't talk to them.
Let me finish this, and I'll ask them if I can share with you, okay. Who it is. The prophetic minister said, because you know a prophetic person, that this is my Alamo, and it's time for me to take a stand. That this is no longer acceptable, that I'm married, and that this is disrespect and dishonor and rebellion on the highest level. And he said, no more mixed or divisive signals. Doug and I are one. If they disrespect him, they're disrespecting me. And then I had one of the singers, and it was not Cindy, who sent me on the day that I...
What was that about? I'm sorry, just to clarify, the Alamo, is he saying that it's your Alamo?
Yeah, he's saying that there's a time to take a stand against what you guys are doing, and that I can't allow that to happen, and that you didn't build Daystar, and that you have inherited the blessing, but you didn't build it. And so I'm the appointed person that God's put in charge, and for you to disrespect me in the level you did is not acceptable. But this is the interesting thing. On the day that they wouldn't read it,
I wasn't disrespecting.
It's so funny because Doug didn't know anything about it. Okay, so he didn't know anything about the fact that I was going to get them to read it. But on the day that I cut them from the program when they wouldn't read it, And Jonathan said he wasn't comfortable reading it. So I said, well, I'm not comfortable with you being on the show. And I was really angry, and I apologize for that. Now, I'm going to try to be
I welcome you
more
guys
loving
back on here. If you need, consider subscribing, liking, and also share this video. So we've seen Jonathan Lamb coming out to break his silence in his first public video ever since the death of his mother, Joni Lamb. Filming from Dallas, he came out and posted a clip of about 1 minute and a half while he was in Texas. He visited the site of the original television tower that helped launch the family's Christian broadcasting ministry into a major national network. In this emotional video, we saw Jonathan Lamb reflecting on how his late father, Marcus Lamb, was able to miraculously acquire the land needed to build the tower despite the strict airspace restrictions between Dallas-Fort Worth and Love airports. Jonathan described the tower as a key part of the ministry's early growth, saying that he was really very grateful to revisit the location and remember God's faithfulness through the years. The video marks Jonathan's first major public appearance since the passing on of Joni Lamb on May 7th, 2026 at the age of 65. We all know Joni co-founded the Daystar Television Network alongside the husband Marcus Lamb, who actually died after ongoing health complications that were worsened by serious back injury. We saw Joni, actually even appearing on TV in some of his final shows with a face swollen, looking really struggling with health issues. Excuse me. According to the statements that was released by the network, they said Joni had suffered a couple of health issues, and of course, under Joni and Marcus' leadership, Daystar grew from a small Christian television station into one of the world's largest faith-based broadcasting networks, reaching audiences across more than 200 countries. Jonathan's appearance came amid continued public attention surrounding the Lamb family following Joni's death. Recent reports noted that Jonathan and his wife Susie actually maintained a low profile during Joni's memorial service. They were even made to sit very far away from the other family members, Rachel, Rebecca, and others, which has actually sparked a lot of controversy. So we'll be coming out with a lot of details, but what we are looking at now is Jonathan breaking his silence in a first video ever since the mother, Joni Lamb, passed away.